Hey friends, welcome back to Homestead in a Box. My name's Leah. I'm super excited to have you here today. It's been a super crazy day. We've got storms rolling in behind me. However, I have got to get a few bags done for my cabbages. I have to put my cabbages outside within like the next week, and so I need to get some of those bags done. And I figure I'll talk a little bit about it. One thing I get questioned about over on Instagram quite a bit, or not questioned, but it gets mentioned, is people live in town, they can't do a raised bed garden, they can't grow in the ground, things like that. Here at Homestead in a Box, we actually implement several different ways to grow food, and we container garden. Lesson learned from last year, I put some stuff in containers and I didn't know that you had to rapidly feed them pretty often when you're growing food in containers, and I didn't fertilize them at all, and my plants were real puny. So lesson learned, know better, do better, motto for 2022. Today I have got to get these bags finished for my carrots and my cabbage. I chose to grow carrots in these bags because I've watched tons of YouTube about it. I've read numerous things about it, and my ground is just really rocky. And so in order for me to grow the carrots, I just figure it'd be best to do it in bags, and I have more control over it. I'm super nervous. Everybody says, like, not everybody, but numerous people have mentioned how carrots are kind of hard to grow and things like that. I see more of that when people are trying to grow them in the ground. Several of the people that I follow and watch that grow them in bags have had a pretty good success rate with that. So that is what I'm going to try. And again, I didn't want to take up any of my raised bed garden space for carrots or cabbage. And there's a few other things I'm going to be planting in bags, but I'm actually going to be recycling my feed bags from the feed that I buy for our animals and filling those up with some native soil from here off of our property. And then I'm going to be mixing a little bit of rabbit manure in with that, and then topping it with the compost that I bought today. But I figure I'll take you guys along with me and show you how I do it. It's super easy. It doesn't have to be hard. I mention it in all my videos. If you have something that can hold soil, water can flow through it, it's got drainage holes, and you have sun, you can grow some food. So let's go and get these bags ready before the rain ruins everything. All right, so I'm over here where I have scooped this dirt out. I am gonna have to kind of go through and take out the rocks as I fill these bags, but I've already went through and made sure the bags don't have anything in them. They've been sprayed out, and I'm just gonna fold them down. Fold them all down like this, and then I'm going to fill them with some of this native dirt that I have here that I've just taken from a dirt pile that we already have here. My roosters are so loud. So anyway, I'm going to fill these up, not all the way, but just to where about I have them here with some of this native soil. I have tested this soil. I have a video over that on my channel. I just used an Amazon testing kit. And we had an idea that this dirt was going to be pretty depleted of any nutrients and stuff, and it is. So we will be amending it as we see fit. So I'm going to get these bags filled. So now that I have filled these up with just regular native dirt, our soil is super rocky, so I'm going to go in with my hands and just kind of pull out any big rocks that are in them and just get them out. You don't want your carrot, I mean, some people don't mind if their carrots are weirdly shaped or anything, but I have been collecting like free carrot seed packages from Baker Creek Seeds for a while, so I have probably like 7 different types of carrots I want to plant, and I'd like to preserve them, can them. My husband Tree and I, we like carrots, so that's my overall goal. Carrots need about 12 to 18 inches of loomy type soil, well draining, preferably not rocky. And I've mentioned in a previous video I don't know why I'm throwing these rocks in my yard. Time is money. And so for here, I would rather take the time and just use native soil that we already have in order to save money. This is gold right here. And I'm just gonna say this, if you have to go purchase compost, go get it now before the cost goes up. It was $34 a scoop today. Last year, I believe we paid like $18 a scoop from the same place that we bought this from, and this was $34 a scoop today. So if you are on the hunt for compost, you may want to start looking around for that. That is why I say compost bins are super important. Now, as far as my compost bin goes, once my husband Tree comes home, we'll be implementing kind of a different composting system, because currently right now, all of my chickens like to get in my compost, and every time I put something in my compost, they get over in it and it ends up out of my compost. So I'm just kind of reaching down in and grabbing any rocks that might affect a carrot or something like that. You don't have to get the tiny ones if you don't want to. Some people like the characteristics in the carrots. For me personally, I just want my carrots to grow straight so I can use them. And I'm also going to be growing my onions in bags like this as well, and my potatoes, mainly because we're still working on getting all of the ground prepped, and I kind of have goals, so we have to be kind of smart about where we put certain beds and which part of the ground that we prep for in-ground beds. So I am definitely utilizing these bags. I'm aware that they're only going to be good for a one-time use. They're going to be good for right now, and I'm crossing my fingers hoping that they hold up. So I'm going to finish getting these de-rocked, and then we'll move on to the rabbit manure and compost. Alright, so I came over here to the rabbits to get some bunny berries, which is like the world's greatest fertilizer for your garden. You can put rabbit fertilizer right on your garden, and I'll talk about the nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus here in just a second of it. But look what I just found. I went to pull this out to get some rabbit manure, and look what's inside of it. Well, there's an omelet. Interesting. I guess it'll be okay if you just wash them off. Alright, so that was super funny. So I'm just going to take a scoop. I've already got all of the stuff out. So I'm just going to take a scoop of this rabbit manure, and it's got straw and all that stuff in it. And I'm going to put one scoop, one shovel. And I'm not really like freaking out too much about this because I'm adding compost on top of it. But rabbit manure is the one manure that you can add to your garden. It has a higher NPK value than any other animal manure. And I'll put the exact NPK value right over here somewhere where you can see it. But so I just put a scoop of rabbit manure and some straw that's been decomposed in these. It takes I want to say, I believe it's 4 to 7 days for rabbit manure to totally just decompose. So it's not going to hurt. It's not going to be too strong or anything like that. And it really, if you want, you can kind of just mix it in. I'll wash my hands real good. Oh, found a rock. Okay, and then now I'm just going to add a couple scoops of this, what I call black gold. Cost as much as gold. And this is a compost super soil that I purchased from a place. It's in Fort Smith. It's called Mulch and More. Throw in is, you can see these. My parents have cattle, and so my dad saves his mineral buckets for me. And we drill holes in the bottom, and we also grow in these. I'll be growing some tomatoes and jalapenos and stuff in these this spring, summer. And I have a ton of these. This is what I tried to grow in last year, and I learned 2 lessons. 1, don't pack your soil. And 2, anything that you grow in a container you have to put it on like a pretty good fertilization schedule. Like every 2 to 3 weeks you need to be fertilizing what's in your containers, because when you water them, you're watering all the nutrients and stuff out of them, versus like if you're in a raised bed or something like that, like the roots have all of those nutrients around to pull from, to where in a container you don't have that. I'm going to finish filling these bags up. All right, so I have all the bags filled up, and this compost is still warm. And it's gonna be, I will be putting my cabbages. I have to make lots more of these bags. I just wanted to show you guys that it's really not that hard to do. And you can use native soil that you have on your property to fill them up the majority of the way. And as long as you have some type of compost or something, and just remember to continue just to fertilize anything you're growing in a container and in a bag. I'm gonna show you guys a few more things just real quick. I have to get over here quick before the chickens see me, because they like to come. You can see where they've been. Okay, so I planted lilies and tulips in here, and I planted them in, it was a while back, and I mulch it with leaves every now and then, but I wanted to show you guys. Oh, you can see right here where the chickens have been, but look. There's another one. Okay, I also want to show you guys my garlic. I have not watered this garlic bed in quite some time, and you can see the moisture from just having the mulch, but there's a garlic right there. Pretty excited about it. I'm gonna cover it back up. Another thing I want to show you guys is the frost just totally took out this garden in like January. It took everybody's garden out. But with the weather that we've had, this is where I had kale. That's baby kale growing back. And the sad part is I would be super excited about this, but this is not where I'm putting my lettuce this year. My lettuce is going in the green stock. So all right, friends, thanks so much for coming hanging out with me today. I know it's a short video, but it doesn't need a whole lot of explanation. If you do not have property, you can dig in the ground, you don't have the means to make a raised bed or something like that, you can use containers to garden. Where there's a will, there is a way. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be sharing all of my garden journey, all of our homesteading journey. But it is garden season, so a lot of gardening content's going to be coming up here pretty soon. I'm going to be doing a video here pretty quick about what I'm going to be growing in my spring and summer garden. That way, if you haven't quite decided yet, I may give you a few new ideas of what to grow. Thank you guys so much for coming hang out with me today. I'm sending you good vibes as always. Send them to somebody that you might know who needs them. Everybody can use good vibes. Thanks so much, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.